Assalamualaikum and a very good day. Thanks for tuning in. In this video, I will share with you about the session plan. Check it out. So what is a session plan? Basically, session plan is a document used by trainers to plan a training session. It is a tool that we all can use to help us identify what are some of the key lessons that we're going to impart in the session, what are the resources we need to prepare, and what are the activities that the trainer needs to do in that session itself. Of course, all of this will also become a plan when we determine how much time will be allocated for each of the items in the plan itself. What you have is a simple template like this. Now, this particular template is used for trainers to plan for their training session. The original intention of a session plan is similar to a teacher's lesson plan. The idea is for the trainers to put in what is the necessary information required to conduct a session. Having said that, under the scope of HRD Corp, it is also a document that can be used by trainers in the instant where we need to swap a trainer to conduct a training session for whatever reason. For example, if a trainer is unhealthy for that particular session, the second trainer or the substitute trainer could come in and replace the first trainer and conduct a similar session without compromising on the quality of the session. So how do we actually write a session plan? Of course, there are many templates on how to plan a training session. But according to the written instruction manual by HRD Corp Train the Trainer, this is the format that is suggested to be used. In this particular format, of course, you have all of the information about the training itself, the learning outcomes or the objective of the program, what are the learning points, what are the resources required, what methods is going to be used by the trainer, and also the duration of each item. So the idea is, if we write according to the template here, every necessary information, every important information will be captured, and based on that, the trainer would know how to prepare for a training session. In the Train the Trainer program, the session plan carries marks because the assessor will observe the soon-to-be trainer and judge the training session based on the session plan. It is advisable that the trainer follows up to 80% of what is being written in the session plan. The idea here is, if it works on paper, it should work in execution. So how do we actually write the session plan? Of course, we fill up the template accordingly, but most important is to ensure that we describe sufficient information is put in so that the reader of this particular document knows what is going to happen in that training session. By the way, the session plan is not meant for the audience. It is meant as a document to guide the training or guide the trainer on how to execute the training session itself. So how do we write every column? Basically, in the learning points, it is advisable to synchronize the content with what you have on the slide presentation. In the resources, we should list down according to each learning point what are the items, what are the training aids that is required to be prepared, and all of the necessary tools that we're going to use in that particular segment. As for the method, we need to write a complete sentence describing what will occur. Basically, something like this. Trainer will use the props to elaborate the particular point on the slides. So as you can see, it is a complete sentence to describe what's going to happen. Last but not least is the duration. We have to make a good estimation of time in terms of how long we will spend on each bit. The idea here is not to spend too much time or put in such a huge allocation of time that we are unsure of how it would be carried out. At the bottom here is the notes. This is where we can put down any particular notes, any particular reminders that we may want to incorporate in the training session. For example, a link to a Google form, how the room should be laid out, and basically what are the items to be on the lookout for. These are some of the things we can put down in the notes section. So at the end of the day, all the duration, the timing, allocation adds up to the amount of time that we have for the training session itself. In the case of the final assessment, the time allocated is usually 15 minutes. So everything should add up to 15 minutes at the bottom. Hopefully this short video would enable you to understand a little bit about the session plan and how to use it accordingly. Try to practice using the session plan in your real training session and see how it benefits your trail of thoughts and your thought process in terms of how to plan and conduct a training session. All the best.